無償魔法が衰退し、第4問が失格問だと蔑まれる。それがこの時代の常識だ。
Protagonists that have the strength of a demon. Now this is what I'm talking about. From the previous list I did for this topic, many of you have really liked it and enjoyed this video a lot, and that is why I'm bringing another part of this video with even more recommendations for you all to check out. So if you're new around here, then please make sure you're subscribed to the channel with the notifications bell icon turned on to stay up to date with the latest anime news and recommendations right at your doorstep. Now, without keeping y'all waiting, let us begin with the video. Starting off this list with a fantasy series called Fantasy Bishoujo, where two protagonists get transferred to another world. Keep in mind, however, they are both guys, but unfortunately one of them got into a little bit of a gender bender situation, turning into a girl, and that is when things get a bit more crazy. Both of them are very overpowered, capable of doing things no other being can, you know, like take down enemies and also cause some love side effects on people. Basically, this show goes heavy on the randomness that happens, but of course, it's just extremely funny to begin with, and an anime definitely worth checking out.
認めろ、神宮寺。正直お前、俺のことをめっちゃ可愛いと思ってるだろ。
全然可愛くないが。
説得力ない。
Right up next on the list is an isekai with a female protagonist, and this here is called Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life?
うわ、大ピンチだ。
マイル様。
しまった、つい見入って。
おとなしく観念しろ。From the title itself, the girl wished to be reborn into another world with very average powers, but instead of her wish coming true, well, she instead got overpowered abilities, and she has no choice but to live with this and also hide her overwhelming powers from her peers.
いえ、なんでもないです。よそ見しててすみませんでした。私こそ不注意だったわ。
It's a very simple story, but also fun at the same time, yet many don't like female protagonists that much. I still think this is a very good choice for an anime that you all should definitely watch.
状況が不利となれば我先に逃げ出す。所詮は盗賊か。なら遠慮はいらないな。全員俺の経験値になってもらおう。
So if you guys are looking for a brand new isekai full of your wildest dreams and imagination, then look no further, because Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World is what you truly desire. This is a newly airing isekai harem series of a boy who gets isekai to another world of a game. Low-level stats, but proves to be quite powerful indeed. This is actually done by Studio Passion, who are creators of High School DxD Season 4, since you can easily tell by the art style and the way the characters look. I'm quite excited to witness more of this. It might receive, you know, just a lot of negativity because of the content, but hey, all you cultured people out there can enjoy this to its fullest.
みんなが知る常識を俺は知らない。違う世界に来てもなお、違う世界の外にいる。
Now we're moving into another brand new isekai series, which has also recently started airing, called Isekai Ojisan.
すまんすまん。異世界グランバハマルに17年いたが、ようやく帰ってきたぞ。だ。
You know how a lot of isekai can be generic or good, but this series is a very refreshing, unique take that I'm so glad to see. This series follows a protagonist who is an uncle who had a coma for years and was actually, in that time, in another world during that time, fighting as a hero and using cool magic skills.
こうスワイプしてカメラ回転。あ、できた。
できるの？
ピンチインで縮小っと。
One day, however, he woke up from his coma and returned to the real world, but things aren't really normal because he still has all his powers even after waking up. It is genuinely a very cool concept and hilarious to watch. I think you all will really like it. My Isekai Life is up next, which is actually a newly airing isekai series that is also airing, but truth to be told, it wasn't as good as the previous two new ones that I just mentioned. This one is quite generic, and the sad thing is that it feels rushed since the series actually skipped so much content from the manga and decided to start somewhere in the middle instead at the beginning. Despite all that, it still has, some tropes that you might enjoy, like, for example, an overpowered protagonist who is a monster tamer, a class that is seen as a very weakling, but many yet, they don't know how strong he truly is. So the protagonist also has an army of slimes capable of doing magic abilities. They all remind me of Rimuru Tempest, but just a more bad version. Other than that, really not much to say about it. Try it and see what you all think. So are you looking for a cheaper version of Ainzo Gon in an isekai world setting? Maybe this anime here will help. Skeleton Knight in another world. The protagonist was sent to another world and was stuck in the form of his very own avatar, which is a skeleton in big, bulky, shining armor equipped with powerful moves and spells that he can use, which are very overpowered. This series also, it's slightly dark, like in terms of its content, but that shouldn't really stop you from watching it. Oh, and did I also mention it has bad CGI? Well, that's mainly the only issue I found from the anime. Other than that, it is very solid. In the Land of Leadale is about our female protagonist being a high elf, but the question is, how did this girl actually get isekai in the first place? Well, reality can sometimes be harsh, and after she spent her time on a life support machine, she died and reincarnated as her avatar from the game that she plays. She's powerful, strong, and quite intelligent, since, that is the elf race for ya. It mixes a lot of the genres together, from slice of life to some action, but do expect mostly slice of life to take place and relax while watching this, but overall, it is quite enjoyable. Next up on the list is a generic isekai series by the name of The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest. Now, I wouldn't really say I really enjoyed this one, but more on the decent side since, this anime is extremely predictable. That's mostly the reason why. Now, the protagonist gets isekai to another world where magic is a degrading factor, and he himself has the weakest crest of all time, but shows it is the most powerful one, which I'm not surprised by at all. A lot of the same events really happen where demons attack the school and the main protagonist, protects them, which is not really a big deal, but it does get a little bit more repetitive. However, if you like an overpowered protagonist destroying demons, then this is definitely for you. I really do think the Faraway Paladin is a very underrated isekai despite having a very solid story. Now, the protagonist gets reincarnated into a child. Having lost all his previous memories from his previous life, he was raised in a village with people from the undead. They taught him combat skills, magic abilities, and all of that to very much prepare him for his biggest journey that he will take once he has grown older.
俺とマリーはここまでだ。
冗談だよね。せっかくのお祝いなのにひどいな。
ウィル、あなたは賢いから分かっているでしょ。
The studio that created this anime doesn't really have the best tracking record of the series, they made, but still, this one is actually worth watching. And now finally on the list we have is one of my all-time favorite isekai series that is underrated, but at the same time, the most fun I've ever had watching an anime, and it is Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. Iruma is a high schooler who got sold by his parents to a demon, and that demon took him to another world. The demon Sullivan became his grandfather and offered him the best living conditions anyone could offer, and even had him attend a demon school. Now, Iruma is a human, of course, and humans are food in that world, so he has to pretty much hide his identity very well, or it would end up being really bad for him. It would be the end of him. The characters are so quirky, so funny, great story, and just overall such a blast to watch.
大丈夫だ。落ち着いて。行け。行け。イルマ、手を。
Well, it seems like you have now reached the ending point of the video, and I guess for now the recommendations have come to an end. If I've managed to leave any anime out in particular that you thought would be a great addition on the list, then let me know in the comment section down below, as I'd love to hear your very own opinion, or just comment down below what you thought about the video in general, as I'd always appreciate the feedback. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one.